How's it going? My name is James. A lot of you know me as Bo, and that's fine too. It's my nickname. I have been sober since April the 18th, 2009. I have not had a drink of alcohol since then, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But the thing that really matters is that before, when I drank, I didn't know what it was like to actually be happy, to love my life, to love myself, to respect myself and believe in myself. And that's probably not true for everybody. That's really not the point of this video. Um, the point of this video is to share a story with you. Some of you might have an idea of it, but a lot of you, probably none of you, actually know everything I'm about to say. I went to high school in a small town, and I played sports, and I was really good at math, and I didn't really drink that much when I was in high school. I guess I was afraid of getting in trouble or just jeopardizing my brains, how smart I was, whatever. And my freshman year of college, I went to school at Texas Tech in Lubbock, and I didn't really drink that much then either. But when I transferred back here to UTSA, I really started drinking. And once I turned 21, I started going out. And when I went out, I drove to the bar. So if I drove to the bar, then I drove home. And if I drove home, I was drunk. And also at this time, I had a job where I worked 12 hours a day, from 5 in the morning to 5 p.m. And I went to school for 3 or 4 hours a day. I went to work out at the gym for an hour and a half. And then I went drinking. I did this almost every single day. And I always, I would oftentimes show up to work with a hangover, sometimes so drunk. But I always was able to do my job, and I was always able to, I always passed my classes. I eventually graduated college. And considering I was working out so much, I was really big, and I was really ripped, and I really wasn't afraid of anybody. And this all fueled like a false sense of courage or pride or arrogance or whatever you want to call it. So really, it kind of got to the point where I felt like nothing would ever happen to me, nothing bad. And I remember when I was 23, I was engaged, and she called off the wedding because I drank too much, and that just really did not make me think that I actually had a serious drinking problem. I got my first CWI a couple months after that, and I felt horrible. But I still, that was the first time I'd ever been arrested for anything. First time I ever really got in trouble. But I still didn't think I had a drinking problem. So, and another thing, I had a motorcycle. I bought a motorcycle when I was 19. And when I bought the motorcycle and I was going out, I made a promise to myself that I would never ride the motorcycle drunk. Because that just seemed really, really stupid. As if driving a vehicle wasn't stupid, but that was just what was going on in my head back then. And anyway, after I got that DWI, I just, like, my BAC was 0.24, 3 times legal limit. That seems like a lot of alcohol to me. I'm not a doctor, but it seems like it. And I got what a lot of people might consider a good deal, because I got 6 months probation. That was it. So that kind of gave me the idea that maybe it was okay, that I could do anything. And so I started drinking. I started drinking and riding my motorcycle a lot while intoxicated. Even though I was on probation. And in April of 2008, I was about to graduate college, and I went out one night with a couple of friends of mine who we all went on motorcycles, and for whatever reason, I decided to give somebody a ride. And I let her use my helmet. And I don't remember that day or that night or what happened after that. I remember waking up in the hospital and finding all this out. What happened was I was in a crash, and my passenger died. So basically, I killed somebody. I killed this young woman. When God created me, He did not create me with the right to take life, but I did. And that's the thing that a lot of us don't understand, is that every time we get behind the wheel when we're drunk, we are putting ourselves at risk of taking somebody's life, or hurting ourselves, or taking our own life. We don't get that. We don't get that until it actually happens. And I don't want it to happen to anybody, but I'm gonna tell you basically what I went through after I found that out. I became so bitter I lost my job. And because I lost my job, I lost my apartment, and I had to move into my sister's house, and I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep, and I didn't really eat that much, and I hated everything. I hated myself. I hated everybody. I was afraid of everything. And I was just a real bad person. And I had a friend one time tell me that whenever I can't sleep, I should have a Bible in my bed and I should read the Bible. So I did, and I came to Psalms 27:1, which is my favorite verse in the entire Bible. It says, "The Lord is my light, my salvation. Of whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" And that right there, I can't really explain why. There's no point in trying to explain why, but that made me feel so. It made me feel a lot better, and it changed my life. And I began to see how the more I read, the better I felt. And I got to a point where I was reading the Bible every single day. And eventually, I did go I did have to go to jail, and I did go to treatment. And I feel like I had to go these things because that's where God wanted me to go. Treatment saved my life. I go to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings that saved my life. I have sober friends who saved my life. But really, when it all comes down to it, God saved my life. He did this for me, and I sure as hell could not have done it myself. So, basically what I'm saying is that it's not worth it. The young woman who died, I've seen 2 pictures of her. And one was of maybe a graduation picture from high school or something, real pretty. The other one was a picture of her dead body on the asphalt at the crash site. And I will never forget what that looked like. That's terrifying. It's horrifying. And I will never forget I'm gonna live with this the rest of my life. But really, that does not matter, because when you compare it to the fact that her family has to live without her for the rest of their lives, that's what matters. I took somebody out of this world, and I don't have that right. I thank God that I'm still alive, and that I'm free, and that I have the opportunity to share this message with people, because really, God is all that matters. So basically what I'm trying to say is I just hope that anybody who watches this gets the point. Don't drink and drive. There's not a problem with drinking as far as I'm concerned. There's a huge problem with drinking and driving, because you can hurt somebody, you can kill somebody, you can kill yourself, you can do a lot of things that if you live through it, you will have to live with it for the rest of your life. And it's not fun. It's not great. It's been a lot of work for me to get to where I'm at right now. And God is the only one that's led me here. So, in closing, I'll just say that don't drink and drive. Think about it. Always have a plan. Call a taxi. Call your mom. I saved $60 on a taxi that night, and she paid with her life. And that is a very difficult thing to swallow. So call a taxi. Call your mom. Call your wife. Call your child. Your neighbor. Walk. Whatever you have to do to keep from getting behind the wheel when you're drunk. Because it isn't worth it. So thank you for watching, and God bless you all.